Hi everyone, my name is Charlie, and still reeling from the revelation that my £1.98 bottle of screen wash has leaked all over my car, I thought that I would give you a currently reading video. Now, I was talking to Liz Schubert, to your common man out there, about a book we're reading, because this is my first ever buddy read, outside of like a school type setting. I never actually buddy read books at university. It's just that we would read them and comment on them afterwards, kind of like your everyday reviewer. And I'm quite enjoying the experience of this buddy read, because never done it before, and I feel like talking about the book as you're going along just kind of enhances the experience. And the book that Liz and I are reading together is Strangers on a Train by Patricia Highsmith, and I'll talk more about the plot momentarily. But the thing that I have realised with all three of the books that I am currently reading is that the main character is called Charlie. Oh, well, not the main character, but in two of them he's the main character, in one he's one of the main characters. And I was like, I put it on Twitter yesterday, is this how much of a narcissist I've become, that I'm starting out April reading 3 books that are all about people called Charlie? Now, let's go back. I can't show it because it's glaring, but Strangers on a Train by Patricia Highsmith is about 2 men who meet on a train, and whilst they're talking to each other, one proposes that they each murder someone from the other's life, as it kind of gives them the perfect alibi because neither of them know that person, and it really helped the other out. As soon as I found out the plot to that, I was like, yes, I've definitely got to read this, because that was the entire plot that they used when Robert Sugden got shot in Emmerdale a few years ago. If you want to know more, just go and Wikipedia it, but basically these brothers were angry at their brothers, and these brothers had turned out were talking to each other and plotted to kill both brothers, but then one of them bottled it. I don't know whether it ever came out in the show. I'm pretty sure it didn't, because all the characters are still in there, except for one that's on the run and is going to appear on television next week doing something to be related to farming, but still, we won't talk about that. I'm quite enjoying this book. What page am I on? I'm on page 99 of my edition. I don't know. I think it's on page 85 for Liz. And when I was reading it, I was like, this will make a great Alfred Hitchcock film. Then I went on Wikipedia and it said it was the first Patricia Highsmith book and an Alfred Hitchcock film. I was like, here we go. Bloody psychic I am. Just stylistically, the tone of it all, it read to me very much like what we got from Hitchcock back in the day. And I quite enjoyed that. Me and my mother used to watch those films together. I think we watched a few, like, with the whole family, but that was way back in the day, and now we don't tend to do anything together. I'm not sure whether it's, like, intriguing, but it's definitely... no, it's intriguing. I don't think that it's a mystery. I think it's more just like your general crime thriller type book. And I think that a few people nowadays who are writing thriller fiction could learn a lot from this book. I've said there are a few things that I'm not really happy with that I've brought up in conversation with Liz, but otherwise, overall, I think it's very stylistic of the 1950s American I can't say my R's today. American crime noir that we are so used to seeing, such as like we got with Raymond Chandler and some of the others. And I really liked that it was kind of the antithesis to Agatha Christie, in that I know that Agatha Christie wrote books where you had the criminal narrating the story and the focus was on the criminal. But here, I think that there's much more grit within the story, and I'm thoroughly enjoying that one so far. How I'll feel about it in 200 pages, we don't know, because we know that we can really enjoy a book at the start, and it can just completely throw us at the end. 5 minutes in, and we haven't even talked about the second book, which is Anansi Boys by Neil Gaiman. Now, I have to say, the fact that the main character in this is called Fat Charlie, Well, that just brought things back to me from when I was a child. I am 216 pages into this one. Now, can someone tell me if Anansi is an actual character, godlike character from some mythologies within the world? Because I'm pretty confident that I read that name in like a book of myths that I read when I was in year 3 and I was trying to get through that huge box of books. And I'm pretty sure that I read that name and there was something to do with a snake in there as well. So if anyone could tell me whether the guy really is supposed to be someone from actual mythology, that'd be great. Because I can't be asked researching myself, really. This is quite reminiscent of all Neil Gaiman books. Fat Charlie Nancy has discovered that his father was a god. I think he always knew that, but he hasn't known his father for years. His father is dead, and out of... Do we know this? And basically, someone has turned up that Fat Charlie Nancy didn't know about, and he's kind of ruining his life, and so he's trying to get it fixed. To me, it seems like Neil Gaiman has taken this almost classic story of the comedy that we would get on television. He's added this fantasy twist, this mythology. I am rather fond of it. It does quite a few of the normal Neil Gaiman things of like using fairy tale elements, using dreams, and having a cast of older female characters come in and kind of be the all-seeing eyes, if you will, the fates, the flaming witches of Macbeth. You know what it's like. And this is an extremely fast read. I have only sat down to read it twice and got to the 216 page mark because, well, for one thing, the font's a bit larger than usual. Honestly, iPhone storage full. Anyway, basically, the font in Anansi Boys is quite large, so you can get through it quite quickly. There we go. There we go. Was that really that difficult? Did you have to tell me that the storage was full on my phone, so now I'm going to have to download iMovie again in order to put these two clips together, or rather not redo this entire video that, you know. I mean, seriously. Anyway, those are the 2 books I'm reading. The third that I've got at home that I've started but I've not been reading this week is The End of the Day by Claire North, and that follows a guy named Charlie who is the harbinger, I don't know how you say that word, someone tell me, of death. And he goes to people and he's like, you're gonna die, but we're gonna be nice to you. You tell me your life story, tell me bits about your life. I'm basically a therapist here. You tell me, we're gonna like tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies, tell me all that fun stuff, and then death comes and conks him on the head with a great big pickaxe. I don't know what he does. Does he have a shovel? What does he do? He has one of those things, doesn't he? A lawnmower. Anyway, there you go. What are you currently reading? What are you planning to read this weekend? Do you not read at all? Answers on a postcard, please, or in the comments. You know, it's probably easier because I don't just give out my address to anybody unless they're offering me money. I hope thou enjoyed this video, and until next time, that is all.